Yeah, and I like that the game is the game that this is David Wreden made. I can't think if that's actually the name. It starts with a D. I think it's David. The guy who did Stanley Parable, the guy who made this game, and it's just basically a compilation of Coda's games. Is basically, it seems like it's a good way to introduce you to Coda's games for one, and kind of just be like, hey, these are some things that my friend made, and I wanted to show you guys because not everybody got to see them. But also just to have you be more introspective and think about all this stuff that you maybe not Davey. Thank you, not David. Davey. All this stuff that maybe you wouldn't have thought about, being someone who looks at things that people create all the time, hence video games and stuff like that. So hey, I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. I like this painting. I'm gonna look at this painting in a second. But having you think about things that you normally wouldn't have thought about, especially because, you know, we all, or at least I know a lot of people who play video games all the time. I myself do, because, you know, I stream them all the time, and I'm very interested in the industry and making games and playing games and stuff like that. But I don't know, just the just getting you to think about even stuff you create on your own and how you feel about it and who you want to share it with and what it means to you to make something like that. Super important. I wonder if Sudakoda is ever going to sue this guy for using his games for profit. I doubt it, and I imagine that he in some way probably talked to Coda about it, because you can't just use someone's intellectual property, you know. It might have been given to him, who knows. But I imagine it's for Devil Tower Star? Huh. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. This painting. I like it though. I like this painting. Devil Tower Star again. I don't know what that means. But like, all this blank gray space and then you have all these vibrant colors in one place. This game made me say that games are definitely art. I've definitely felt that before. I definitely think, before this game, I was definitely, on the, he himself, the most terrible creature anyone could imagine, was in the same line of, you know, games are art, even regardless of what kind of game it is. I think in a lot of ways games are art. There's amalgamation of different things that people have made, whether it be audio or visual or like interactive stuff, programming. Like even the code looks beautiful in its own way.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Be quiet.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
It's an interesting way to see it. Come on with this brawling nonsense. Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, you know, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Puzzle level solution. Oh my god, I've been here for literally now. What the fuck do I do? Help! How do you solve it? This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Developer answers, please. Help.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
That's kind of crazy. I like it. It's a cool way of doing things. But yeah, I don't know, games are really cool. Because there are so many parts to them, so many pieces. I mean, it's all typewriters. I want to start writing again. I'm glad to see you too, Juan. You should start writing again. Please say something. I can't be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulties talking? Speak, 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 speak. Damn. You should start writing again. I think it's important to have some kind of creative outlet. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
The name of it is Porn Stars Die Too. We have like a well outside. Nice looking skybox. You can kind of see stuff out there. I like this like club music and all these curved spaces. They're a lot less like rectangular, which is cool. That they were at the start. Should I shoot you with? Oh, here we are at the bottom of that well.
This is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Ziggymcfly, it's the gas. Okay, so he's using the same assets. Well, furniture ought to go in the center of the room. We could put a giant hole in the ground. How about along the wall in the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. You don't really get to decide. We get this illusion of choice. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. Table. You need a table. Who are you? Where is he doing this? I'm pretty sure none of the choices are making any difference. Huh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah, it was a little bizarre. But it's very pretty.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay, where does he come at it from? Hello, please walk forward. Alright. The guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take your time to remember each step. First, click on the table. Then go over to the photo frame and click and turn it slightly. And turn the floor lamp in this room off and then turn it back on again. Now go on the left side sofa, move it over a little bit. Finally touch the shelves. So those are the shelves. That's it. A real prison. The escape will now open. Return to the start and be taken back to your prison. Okay. It's just like a simulation. Okay, so what's going on here? Are we gonna have to remember these steps?
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's kind of crazy. But I mean, I definitely been there before. Not in the same scope obviously, but I've definitely sat with something that I've wanted to create and try to create it, and finally just have to throw out what I initially started and start with something different. And call it a day. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me! You after you escape from the prison. Wait, it's you from after you escape from the prison. You're me? Oh man. So you were trapped in this prison too? Yes, I was in the future maze. Yep, I was in the escape tutorial.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's where I am right now. I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's the escape like? I'm not feeling with prison like strange, but kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly emotional at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared that I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. It makes me feel really happy. Age kind of does that, you know. I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. Rip chat. That's okay if chat rips. It's alright. I'm enjoying myself. But if you guys want to talk, you can talk. Enjoying yourself. Wait, if you're me, when you get a call from another version when you came, you were trapped? No, I'm thinking I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? All they told me was to be sincere. They asked me how I felt about being in prison. They just talked to me for a while. Damn. That freed you? How does that work? You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. It will make sense. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here for as long as you need. Do I know a good joke? Or his username? No.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Damn, that hits hard.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make
just
a
like
game
general
about
anxiety
talking to
and depression
other
stuff
than
in general.
himself?
We have a lot less geometric forms.
To me, this
in
environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
The two doors. Oh, it's the two doors. Yeah, okay. Clean. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean this entire house by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Every no one knows lonesome hams make lousy homes. A place. Don't worry me about me. A place.
That the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
This planning and clean stuff. How we finish up here. This meantime, you can please clear the table. Cool. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Huh. You took it too far. To who? To whom? Now, would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? You guys are dorks. Sorry if I missed stuff in chat. I'm kind of looking through all this stuff. Yeah, why don't you straighten the rug a bit? All the little details matter. girlfriend dragged me a long time. I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Every day cleaning my home, I might have gotten some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, put this couch, it's a mess. Would you mind straighten the pillows? Huh. Gee, look, someone spilled drink all over the couch. Maybe take a mop, as long as you're there. I'll tell you why I think this is an interesting idea, is because you're kind of like cleaning up this space one little piece at a time, and it's calm and it's clean and it's nice, and you kind of get to enjoy it. And I don't know, like when you're thinking about when you create things, like being able to go back through something and just take it piece by piece and kind of conquer it that way, it feels a lot more like you're accomplishing something than feeling like you have to finish everything all at once. I feel compared to Sheila, incredibly cheesy personal insight. Are you okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. I go, but I'll be back soon and give you a nice piece. Bye, Juan. See you, Juan. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, the dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Alright, cool. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. But you scrubbed it down the best you could. No need to be perfect. We're all just humans. Yeah, it's an interesting, like, look at, like, polish and making things okay and making progress on things that, you know, seem very difficult when you look at them the first time around. You know, just making incremental progress and taking it at a pace that you are okay with. Would you put them back on the shelf? Books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. And we're not doing it in any particular linear order, we're just kind of jumping around, and that's okay too. But as long as you feel like you're making progress.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult, how do you do it? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. And here I go, another lecture, of course I would. Don't worry about all these nonsense for now, just smooth the rug in the bedroom.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I'm gonna say that it occurs to me that one's house is all like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. I don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there's a bit of truth to it. No? Yeah, it is. Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? It is very nice and relaxing. And I like that it's never done, too. And even things that you clean up.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
It's cool that you can keep going back to, like, things that, you know, you needed to fix earlier. And just going back and, you know, having to fix them again.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
It's cool.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Alright, on to September 2009. Items you love at members-only prices.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. The workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. Oh, and your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person's a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about the way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfect is within your grasp. Perfection is, and the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It's so easy. It is so
About
easy.
halfway through the game, the
Being
perspective
perfect is
shifts.
effortless. On the way to work, I
And
took
you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Damn. I have to go get ready. Talk to you later. See ya. Miss Emily, thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I'll tell you right now, it's not the right answer. Drinking's not hurting my life. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Damn, if you were torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. You are developing a system, roast. Seek out only one thing. What path is easiest, simplest path forward? Haha, just kidding. Anyone want to do this ecstasy after this? There is no truth, there is no path. Damn. Some deep shit. Let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. Oh god. What if I'm not a good teacher? Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Nothing. No one. It's coming from you.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
It's an interesting game, especially as somebody going to school, and where you're like, I'm going to college to do something, and like, you're spending a ton of money and you're having people teach you how to do this
This one
thing.
took a lot longer than all the others for Coda
interesting.
to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
But yeah, somebody going to college, you totally understand that, and you see that, and you're like, maybe if it's not even the teacher, but it's somebody who's like, I don't know, in the field that you want to be in and stuff like that, and you're just like, you feel yourself be that way and look at people that direct in that way. Just wishing that you could kind of have all of those things. But it's interesting, because then you do have to realize that they are human, and that is a big part of a lot of things. God, that scared me. Alright, the performance is getting places, please. This one is great. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We are gathering at a gathering of professionals. First off, you'll start off leaning against a wall. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is one of your chances to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Let's do it. Hello. Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. Oh no. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. I'm super scared right now. It's very true. Welcome to the stream, Fox. Spoiling us all these new games. Sorry, Fox. No, that's not said to her at all. You're completely missing one of the tone of conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's you need to feel, or the setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These comes with a bounce. When you touch them, they will represent the people nearby. Yeah. like when you're talking to anybody who's a profession, especially in the, like a professional in the things that you're successful, wise, focused, happy, you get this feeling. Hey, welcome to the stream tags. Now talk to her over again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to learn. You've learned to learn into the pain, lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you had to make? You must work really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. Oh no. Nothing I say is correct. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets too personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this. Everything was riding on this. It goes well, man. I'm enjoying this. It's interesting. It's introspective. It gives me a lot to think about, so. I don't know. I think it hits pretty close to home on a lot of things. Again, as anybody who's created anything probably knows a lot of these experiences. Okay, yes, now this is working. This is what I like.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very helpful when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Yeah, that's also huge.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
So we're in June 2010. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Captain, what do we do? Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Help, I'm blind. And then my vision suddenly went black. There was a giant door. My vision went black. Please, someone talk to me. Oh god, the door. Am I going to be killed by a giant door? That's interesting. It was actually based on a story of the creator.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
There's a giant door. My vision went black. Go, go, go! We're not gonna make it! We can do it! Oh, wait. Truth! The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. We can't keep making these. That's the truth! Oh, man. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I'm stuck in it. I'm going to be okay. Captain, I can't see. There's a box on my head. Yeah. So apparently my favorite hockey team is made a new foot for the
His
Sands.
games are going to get more desperate.
A cotton candy hot dog. That sounds interesting.
After this game, it's almost
Could be
6
delicious.
months before he finishes something new.